Of everything you can do to grow revenue fast, there's one thing that grows it the fastest than anything else I've ever seen. And this one thing can take you from making a couple $100,000 in a year to 8 figures. Let me tell you a story. So there's a brand we worked with for many years, for 4 years. And this brand, they came to us, they're making $20,000 a month. And by the time they left, they're making $22 million in a year. And this brand, we were with them the entire time, the entire path. We got to see everything. And this one thing 10x their new customer revenue that took them from when they're making $60,000 a month to $1 million a month. And I'm going to walk you through those principles of what that one thing is. And the key to that one thing is how to become irresistible. Because if you become irresistible, new customer revenue will follow. And that's the end of the game, isn't it? It's what's the most amount of customers I can acquire to grow my brand. And what's so crazy is that if you go on that path of acquiring as many new customers as possible, is that your returning customer revenue starts to also increase as well. Common sense, right? That brand now, while they're doing 7 figures a month, of that revenue, $500,000 to $700,000 a month, every single month is returning customer revenue. Do you have any idea how profitable that brand really is? They are many 6 figures a month in profitability. And I want to walk you through again, the one thing that took them to 8 figures, because we were there, we're the ones that came up with it. Here it is. All right. So this is actually a training I did on the inside of our mentoring group for brands. So we have a mentorship group for e-commerce brands. It's called the D2C Dojo. And this is a training I did with them last week. I'm going to give you the training, but if you want the templates and you want the how-to and the instructions, you're going to have to join the mentorship group. Let's walk through what is the thing that 10x that brand. And it comes down to being irresistible. And that one thing is what scaled them. So of all the things you could do for your brand, everyone talks about media buying and creative strategy and CRO, and they talk about emails and landing pages and product. And I talk about those things too. And they are important. And each one of those levers can make a massive impact on your brand. Sure, you could go viral, and going viral could give you a really quick jump in sales. We've seen that. We've seen brands who they went viral and for 2 or 3 days they had amazing sales, but it kind of just died down from there. But if you want true controllable growth, nothing will outbeat an irresistible acquisition offer. So from here on out, I'm just going to call it the offer, but the key is to make it irresistible. For example, just this screenshot right here is a brand that in 43 days, we took them to $2 million a month, all really off the back of a really great offer and good creative strategy. But let's just put the focus on where it really belongs, and that's the offer. Nothing will outbeat it. If you want a reduction in CPAs, offer will make the most drastic difference in your CPA than creative ever will. Unless your creative just really sucks and the one really good creative can make a change. But if you're a brand who you're already making 30, 40 ads a month and you have a team and a cycle of making creative, listen, finding another breakthrough creative will make an incremental difference. Don't get me wrong, but nothing will outbeat a really great offer. Nothing will. So let's walk through the principles. I'm going to show you how to make the offer. I'm going to show you the different types of offers, and I'm going to walk you through some example offers that you can use for your brand. Acquisition offers, what they do is their main purpose is to drive new customer revenue. That's it. That's the only point of those offers. Because at the end of the day, the game that we're trying to play is how can we acquire as many new customers as possible as fast as possible. So for example, when we do this, and how you know you've done it right is when in a very short time frame, you see your new customer revenue spike. So for example, right here, this is a brand that we did an acquisition offer for them. You can see here they're acquiring 1,000, 2,000, 3,000, and then 1 month with this new offer, they jumped to 8,000. Now I could show you the next year, 2023, but then they're acquiring 10,000 new customers a month, 15,000 new customers a month. And at one point we acquired 30,000 new customers a month, all at the back of this really great offer or other offers like it. So let's walk through how can you make an acquisition offer for yourself. So let's just define it real quick, just so we're on the same page. It's an offer that's perceived as such good value that a customer cannot help themselves than take advantage of it. And by doing it, it converts new customers cheaper, faster, and easier than you were getting previously. So how do you make an acquisition offer? Well, the first thing is I want to make sure it's really clear that it has to be irresistible. That's the point, is when we do this with brands, when a brand starts working with us for our agency and we want to make an acquisition offer, sometimes they kind of fall into the trap of, ooh, what do I think is a good offer because it really works with my margins and it works for my business and I don't want to give away too much margin. And I get it. And we will do that on this video, walking you through the number side of it. But at the end of the day, your core focus has to be, how do I make it irresistible to my customer first? And then how can I make economic sense and profit sense for myself? So how do you do it? Well, the first step is find out what customers want. I've talked about this previously on this channel, but you have to find out what customers want. A few ways that that we do it is we use like No Commerce, which is a post-purchase survey, because you can ask them any question you want. We'll include questions on there. What is the best offer that we could ever give you? Or other questions around which of these choices sound the most irresistible to you in terms of offers. So we'll ask them questions, because at the end of the day, if a customer says they like it, there's a good chance that other customers will say that they like it. And always start with your customer base first. Another thing that we do, and doesn't matter what the tool is, Typeform, for example, we'll do a survey in an email where we'll send to a series of emails, ask customers specific questions. Again, just to get their feedback of what type of offers would you really like? Because at the end of the day, our goal is to make an offer that's irresistible. And frankly, just ask people. That's all you gotta do. Just ask them what they like and they'll tell you. So once you do that and you survey your customers and you get their information, then you wanna go through the thinking process of how can I make it irresistible? Because just asking your customers is just one piece. Then you need to think through it from different angles. I'm going to walk you through how to think through it. So we like to ask ourselves these questions because we have to choose what products are we going to give the offer on. Unless you're a one product store, many brands that we work with, they have many products, sometimes even hundreds of products. And so you have to go through the thought process of what product should I use? So for example, first question to ask yourself is what products do customers normally flock to and why those products and others? For example, if I'm an apparel brand and my best selling product are some joggers and that's like the number one product, but then the things that don't sell so well are like t-shirts, but I want to do an offer on t-shirts, there's a high probability it's not going to go over so well because naturally people don't flock to my t-shirts. And now I'm forcing down their throats to offer for those t-shirts. I'm not saying it still couldn't work. It's just the best offers we have seen are centered around the hero products. And those are the ones that become irresistible. What are the biggest objections and hindrances to making a purchase on those products? It's important to know. So for example, we had a brand, it was a fashion brand, of course. And that fashion brand, a hindrance that they had was sizing. So part of the offer and the packaging was free 20-day returns for sizing, right? So it just helped remove some of those hindrances. That's just an example. Question number 3 is what value would overwhelmingly overcome their objections and hindrances? Again, if they have hindrances, if they have objections, how can we package the offer in a way so that just by seeing it, it removes all doubt and all risk? And then question number 4 is if I were in the customer's shoes, what type of offer would stop my scroll to purchase right away? That's important because all the offers that we run, while we may send an email to our customer list, the point really is to get new customer revenue. So that means is we are running these offers through ads. And for example, we'll run them through TikTok, we'll run them through Meta, we'll run them through YouTube, even on Google search or shopping. Because at the end of the day, whoever buys the most new customers wins. And so our goal is how can we scale extremely fast through these types of offers? Now, step number 3, make a breakthrough offer. Now, once you've done the first 2 steps, you've surveyed your customers, you have an idea of what's going to be irresistible, then you've identified what products you want to use. Now, how do you make a breakthrough offer? Now there's many categories of offers. We're going to go through different categories. You can mix and match. You can just test them all. It's really up to you, but there's more offer categories than you ever thought possible. And I hope by going through this in this video, it's going to open up the world of possibility for your brand. So for example, these are just some offers that my team love. These are some offers we've run for brands. Some of these offers that we found that are really great starting points as inspiration. This doesn't cover all the categories, but these are just really great offers that we've seen crush over time. Like I said, some are offers that we've done for our brands. Some of them are offers that we saw brands crush with, and it's a really great starting point, which kind of segues into categories of offers. So there's many different categories of offers. What are they? Well, the first one is you have what's called convenience offers. And the point of a convenience offer is how can I partly eliminate the risk or the objection that relates to someone's convenience. For example, no one wants to return something to the UPS store because it didn't fit. But for example, or they don't want to spend their own money to return it. For example, a convenience offer would be to free 2-day rush delivery or try before you buy. Then you have the price offer. These are the most common offers that people think of the most. And it's important to understand that an acquisition offer doesn't have to be a discount. You don't have to give away a discount. At the end of the day, it's the perception of the value they're getting in exchange for it. That's important. And I'm going to say that several times throughout this video. How can you engineer the perception of value? Because, for example, a really great story is we have a jewelry brand that we worked with for a couple of years. And in their abandoned cart sequence, it wasn't performing so well. And this brand, they have jewelry pieces upwards of like $2,000, for example. And so in the current abandoned cart sequence of the email, we were offering them upwards of $150 off if they completed their order. So $150 to complete the order on pieces over a certain dollar amount. But instead, what we did is we tested next to it, we tested giving away a free jewelry cleaner with their purchase. So $150 offer tested against a free product of a jewelry cleaner that literally cost them like $4. Okay. The free product outperformed the $150 off by nearly 600%. It performs 600% better in terms of revenue collected by offering a free product, because for whatever reason, the value, the perception of the value was far greater to get that free product than to get $150 off. That's a really great lesson, that offers don't have to always be price. It doesn't have to always be margin given away. So price offer, going back to this, is the one that people think of the most. Then what you have here is you have bang for buck. So bang for buck is now when you start to get into like what you typically see for like Black Friday or Memorial Day type of stuff, like buy one, get one free, or buy two for this, or $750 and you get free store credit. Those work exceptionally well. That can also be an acquisition offer if you choose to go down that route. Then you have your subscription offers. So if you offer subscription or you want to test a subscription, those work quite well. So for example, we have a brand right now. It's a hair care brand where they're offering, you buy the product the first time and then you get the next month free, for example. And there's many different ways you can do this, but I'm just giving you examples. Then you have your food and beverage offers. So if you have a consumable brand, these are really great. Try before you buy. That is, get our 5 sample pack. We have a brand right now that's a supplement brand, and you buy a tub of protein, they'll send you 10 other supplement packs of 10 different other flavors. So if you want to change your subscription, you can do that because you get to taste them all. Then you have your freebie offers. I love a freebie offer because, using that jewelry brand example, is sometimes the perception of that value is far greater than the actual dollar amount of that product you're giving away. So for example, there's a brand we have, and they do this every Black Friday because it works so well. Where every Black Friday on a Saturday, they'll do a flash sale. And that flash sale, what they do is they give away a free, like this designer belt. I don't know how else to describe it, but it's a belt that's designed really uniquely that fits their dress style that they sell really well. And that flash offer outperforms pretty much every year the original Black Friday day, because the perception of it is so much greater than the 30% off that they typically give on the Black Friday launch. That's just another great example of that. Not only freebie offers, but the perception is important. So examples of freebie offers is the first 500 people get a free gift, free sample of our new flavor, free on orders over $100. And what's great here is some brands, a lot of you guys could find a product that's relatively cheap to make and offer in conjunction for free, or first 100 people or first 10 people every single day get this free thing, whatever. Then you have your bundled offers. This is a fun one because now you're really playing on the psyche. And if you do it the way I'm explaining it, you can actually significantly reduce CPAs, but because it's using a marketing technique, which is called identification. So we do this a lot with beauty brands. So here's an example of a beauty brand. This beauty brand, they sell an assortment of different like bath bombs and skin creams and face masks and all this kind of stuff. And we're having trouble maintaining the target CPA that we needed. So one of the strategies we tested was, hey, let's take the most popular products, let's bundle them together, give them a good deal in the bundle, but now the AOV is significantly higher, and we'll theme it to something specific. So that's like the treat yourself bundle. That's the girls' night out bundle. That's the first date night bundle, whatever you want to call it, but it's themed. And so it uses the principle of identification to attract people who want to treat themselves or feel like they deserve to be treated. And what's really crazy is that this brand, all the products that we were bundling, they already sold, but we just made it more convenient. We packaged them together and then gave a really good theme for that bundle. That works out quite well. Then you have my favorite of all time is the hybrid offer. I love the hybrid offer because this is where you dive into the realm of perception more than anything else. So for example, we had a furniture brand, and they sold this chalk that you could add to any kind of paint, and it made it sticky, and you could paint on any surface, on metal, on wood, on plastic. But the person who started that brand, they were kind of like a DIYer themselves, influencer. They had a YouTube channel, they had an Instagram channel. And what they did as for their acquisition offer is they said anyone who bought this got their 5-step course to DIY any house on any budget. And so the perception of that was so great, but the cost to them was literally zero after they made it. And that converted extremely well. And that's a great example of a hybrid offer where, again, it doesn't have to be you giveaway margin. That's a really great one. And then for giveaway brands, because we do a lot of giveaway brands, a classic example of this is for every $1 or $5 you spend in the store, gets you enter into this giveaway or whatever, motorcycle or a truck or a van or whatever. And hybrid offers are really great because really it's only limited by your imagination and your creativity. And so we've seen brands that give away like a free night at an Airbnb. We've seen brands that for every dollar you spend, get you that much credit to a free chiropractic visit. Really, the sky's the limit when it comes to hybrid offers. All right, so once you choose your hybrid offer, now it's how do we make it profitable? So there's an important sequence here is first we started with what do our customers want, then what products can fit that narrative, and then what offer types can be irresistible. Now we're going to go into what you probably care about is how do we make this make business sense? So I'm going to walk you through how we do it, how we think about it, and how we model it out. And you're going to be quite surprised that when you do really great acquisition offers, it's quite easier and more economic than you really think in your head. So we have here, which is our offer calculator template. So we give this away to our D2C Dojo students inside of our mentorship group. If you want this, click the link in the description, by the way. Watch the video. I feel 99% confident that after you watch the video, you're going to see the value from it because we do a lot of stuff to give them templates. We give them our best ads of all time, a lot of benefits that we give them inside that mentorship group. So here's how you use this. Now, the important part to make a really great offer is you have to just know every part of your numbers like the back of your hand. And that is the most important part because until you do that, you will not be able to craft an acquisition offer. So here's an example. We have a brand who has a hoodie. Now, I anonymized the brand, but this is the brand's real product numbers. So for example, the hoodie is $59. Their cost of goods to make that hoodie is $8. Their pick and pack is $250. Their gateway and processing, because every transaction on the internet, there's some kind of gateway fee you have to pay, whether that's through Stripe or Shopify or PayPal or whatever. Then you have other costs. That's like, for example, the packaging. This brand, they put it in a plastic bag. It's like 30 cents. So I put as 30 cents. And in the United States or whatever country you're in, you have estimated shipping costs based off the weight. So the weight of the hoodie is about 10 ounces. So it's going to cost them about $5.80 to ship out that hoodie. If they're covering the cost or they're going to pass off to their customer, up to you. And so once you know those numbers, then the calculator then spits out, okay, if you want to offer free shipping, meaning you cover the shipping, then your COGS percentage is going to be 68%. Your gross profit on that order is $40. And so if you guys know advertising, that's your break-even point, which means you can afford to acquire a customer for no more than $40 to break even on that sale. And that's the total COGS of the shipping. But if you pass off shipping to them, well, then your cost of goods sold is 78%. And the cool thing here is that's why, just as a little segue of a recommendation, that's why it's important to play with your free shipping threshold. So for example, in this brand, their free shipping threshold is $75, and that just really helps to maintain those margins. Okay, so we know the numbers. Now what we want to do is we want to start playing with, okay, what kind of offers can I create? Once I've done all those steps, then we have to start theorizing following one of our questions. What products do people often gravitate to? If you remember, I asked that was question number one. And so for this brand, other hoodies are offers that people gravitate to. So in a line of thinking, okay, what offer categories do we have? Well, we have a price offer. Can I do 20% off? We have a bang for buck offer. Can I do a buy one, get one free? Can we do a freebie offer? Buy one, get this product for free. So for this example, the first one I went with was a buy one, get one free. Okay. So I just want to take the same hoodie, do a buy one, get one free. Now here's where the big misconception is on acquisition offers is that by doing a buy one, get one free, it makes brands, and sometimes people just don't know, they feel like it makes that their margins unattainable where it can't make financial sense. And I'm going to prove you wrong. So you have the hoodie, buy one, get one free. The retail price is the same because it's the same hoodie. They're just getting it for free, right? When they buy one, get one free. So the only thing that really doubles in cost is really just the cost of goods because there's no way around it. It's the cost to make a hoodie. The pick and pack only goes up marginally, not complete double, but marginal if you have your own warehousing. Gateway fee stays the same because the retail price is the same. Other costs stay the same because it can be thrown in the same bag. The weight goes up double because you have two hoodies in one bag now. And so your costs of shipping goes up. So really what that means is if you're covering shipping, it's $47. But if you're not covering shipping, it's still $62. So the question you have to ask here is a $10 loss in gross profit, is it worth it if I can't increase my conversion rate by 30% and cut my CPA down by 30, 40, 50%? And there's a good chance you can. And here's the big caveat is, can you allow them the option that when they go to checkout, they can buy 2, 3, and 4 sets at a time? That is where you make a ton of money. So when we've done this for brands, for example, buy one, get one free or a different offer, we have a call out on the product page, in the checkout, and even post-purchase. Hey, do you want to add another 2 or 3 sets in different colors to your order using the same buy one, get one free? And what's crazy when we do this is there are people who add 2, 3, and 4 sets to their cart. So in reality, we're doing buy one, get one free, but in the same cost it took to acquire that person, their order value then goes up to nearly $120, doubling our profit on that order. And that's what's crazy, that if you do this right and you allow them to add many sets, it can be insanely profitable. And I remember a brand when we were doing this, we were just hoping if we could to make 10% margin on the first order, if at all. We're happy to even just to break even. But so many people were adding so many sets to cart that they were actually 15% net profitable after everything, after overheads, after paying themselves. It was just a wildly profitable offer. So that's one example. I threw together some other offers. So for example, what if we did 2 hoodies, buy 2 for $45? And by looking at that, I'm like, well, like these margins aren't so great. 2 for $45, it's a good offer, but I really don't like the margins. Like based off the account's history, right now we can acquire a customer for 25 to $30. And right there, I just don't think it's going to cut my conversion rate down up enough to make this make economic sense. And plus I don't like the 51% personally. As a general rule, I want my AOV to stay about $60 and I want my margins to stay as close to 60% as possible. 50% could work if that made economic sense. And I think I can make it work, but I didn't like that offer. Now through the line questioning I mentioned in this video, their hats sell really well. So their hoodies and their hats are their best sellers. So I thought, what if that was the offer? It was their number 1 bestseller and their second bestseller, the hoodie and the hat category. So what we did is we added, here was the hat numbers. So their hat, they sell for $28. It costs them $4.71 to make that hat. That's their pick and pack. That's their gateway processing fee, other costs, the weight, the cost for shipping, and their hats are quite profitable if they pass the shipping off to the customer. So the idea was, what if I did a buy one hoodie, get a hat free? Here's how it shakes out. So I have $59. That's the cost of good between the hat and the hoodie and everything else. Okay, that makes a lot more sense. They're still under $75, which means they have to pay for shipping, which would be 68% gross margins. And my gross profit from the normal hoodie by itself only went down $6. I think I can make a very great acquisition offer doing that, because right now, if I can acquire a customer between $30, but with this acquisition offer, if I could get just a 15% increase on conversion rate, that's a lot of profit for me, especially if I give them the option to do several sets. So you could buy 3 hoodies and get 3 hats, or 4 hoodies and 4 and 4. I mean, that is a very good acquisition offer. So for me, I would be testing this one and this one, but I'd probably test this one first because I think that's going to be far, far greater. So that is in a nutshell how you can come up with an acquisition offer that's irresistible. You just have to go through the steps, list out every single product, do the numbers, and start playing with it. And like I've told you in the principles in this video so far, I typically gravitate to things that people already love and that are willing to buy. It doesn't mean it's the only way it's going to work. For example, one outlier example and story that happened was we had a fashion brand and they didn't sell any t-shirts. They sold like leggings and they sold other products, but they had this really great, amazing quality, thick t-shirt that they did an acquisition offer for, and it crushed. And even though it wasn't even on their top 20 bestsellers list, it was a new product. So it can work. It's just, if you really want to come out of the gate strong, I start with your best sellers and then you can experiment your way to other products. So if you like strategies like this and you want the templates and you want more one-on-one help crafting your offer, you should really consider joining our mentorship group, link in the description, where we work one-on-one with brands to help them craft this kind of things and help them scale their business. By the way, if you like this video, make sure you check out my other video on how to media buy in 2024 with Facebook ads and Shopify, and I'll see you in the next video.